Okay, we recording. I'm not gonna lie, I really hope I don't get a splinter in my butt from this, because this picnic table has definitely seen better days. Hey, hi, what's up? It's Emma. Back with another video. And this week, I kind of touched on this in the last video, but I really wanted to branch this topic into its own video. But just my struggles with grace and stillness, and how I feel like we're just in a society that doesn't, how do I want to word this? I mean, especially in America, we're just in a society that is like, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's new? What's exciting? What's different? What's changed? What's changing? And it's really hard to learn how to be soft and still and slow and enjoy the stillness, have grace for not being a part of that go-getter mindset 24/7. It's this constant feeling of I should be doing something. And I think it goes along with my last video where I touched on comparison, because I see, trainers that are doing this. So it's like, I should be doing that. Or I see people that are doing this. It's like, oh, I should be doing that. My counselor told me this a long time ago, and I'm still learning how to embrace it. But getting rid of the word should out of my vocabulary, it's a lot better than it used to be, but in times of transition, I feel like it definitely comes back full force. I, went through this transitional period, and there's still been a lot of changes, and I'm finally getting a morning routine and just routine and structure and consistency in my life. And in a week and a half, it feels like a night and day difference. And I have had a lot less shoulds and a lot more, I'm happy with what I accomplished for the day, and it's okay if this did not get accomplished, because I can get it accomplished tomorrow. Instead of, oh, I should have got that done today, and I should have done this, and I should have done that, and I should have done it this way. And there's still been a couple days. I mean, the weekend got away from me, and when some days get away from me, it's like, oh, well, I should have started it like this, or planned it like this, or done that. And I think if you take a moment and really think about the word should, I think you would realize how often it might be in your vocabulary. And just bringing that awareness might bring some change if there's a goal in your life to instill more grace, softness, slowness, stillness. But I'm trying to get rid of that feeling like I should be doing something, and focusing on, what am I doing right now? Is it something I want to be doing? Is it in alignment with goals that I'm trying to achieve? Is it something that's going to benefit me either in this moment or in the future? And sometimes, the stillness part is still hard, because it's like, well, how is sitting here and not really doing anything benefiting me? But it really is, because I know I touched on this too. I think it was in a video I deleted, but I sometimes feel like I'm at war with myself, and I'm still trying to settle into how I want to be, but the how I should be is always fighting that. Like, I want to be this person who expresses body positivity and like loves her body as it is, and shows the world that you do not have to be shredded and super toned and minimalistic body fat and have no parts of you that jiggle or move to be healthy. And I know that that's not the case, and I don't want to project that that is the case. But then there's a part of me that's like, well, I should look like that. I should be doing this. Why don't I look like that? What I'm doing should get me there, because I still get in that mindset sometimes. But I know that I take care of myself very well. I eat very well. I move my body. I know I'm healthy in so many facets. And I don't need to have a 17 to 23% body fat to mean that I'm actually healthy. My body fat can be what it is right now, which is 26. It could be, I've been 30 and still felt really healthy. Now, there does get a point where that can cause issues when you get to a certain level, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But it's just that I am here, and sometimes I get caught up in I should be here, versus it's like, no, I want to be here. I chose to be here. I want to show people that you can be here and still enjoy all the things you want to enjoy while still taking care of yourself. I know that might have been like a mind-boggling tangent, but welcome to me. Welcome to my channel. I love to go on tangents that kind of feel like they got super far away from the point. And then I come back and I circle back around. But that's just who I am. I like to talk about things. And then sometimes my brain's like, oh, that sounds really cool too. Let's go on about that. Anyway, I feel like I've always been in a masculine energy, and I have a really hard time being in my feminine energy. I have a hard time expressing softness and, taking things slow and being still. And I, highlighted the soft era in my vision board this year, and I just feel like I've done nothing but run away from it. I know I talked in my last video. I've been granted this opportunity in my life right now in this period of time to take things slower, experience just life not being at a fast pace. I'm in a small city. I'm not busy with advancing my career right now. I still like to advance my education, but I'm not busy trying to build clients and do all these things. I still have my online business and I am happy to take on clients, but I'm not chasing that right now. And I've still been chasing the need to feel that busy and just running away from being able to just be and exist and do things. On my off days, it's like I try to figure out what I can fit in my day off versus just kind of letting myself live for the day, And I like to be active and productive, but there's also a side of me that likes to just, and I run away from that a lot. And I think the biggest thing is just, it was always running away from thoughts and feelings, and I don't do as much of that now, but there is still moments where there's feelings or emotions or other things that I don't know how to process or don't want to sit with, and so I choose to busy myself versus sitting with them and just seeing what that feels like. Acknowledging it, trying to understand what caused it, why I'm here, why I'm feeling this way. And it's so easy in the world now to just distract yourself. I deleted Instagram off my phone and I found myself on Facebook more than ever because I was still watching reels on there. I still managed to not be on my phone a whole lot, but I found a way to replace the one social media that I got rid of with another one. And yeah, we're just filling the void of nothing with something always. Sometimes it feels like existing isn't enough, and I get so frustrated with that because I also am the kind of person that wishes, we didn't have to work for money and we got to just live and do all these things and just be human, and that this human experience didn't turn into worrying about this piece of paper as a way to survive. And it gets really frustrating sometimes, but even in the midst of all that, existing can be enough, and it is enough if you choose for it to be. If you choose to just find moments where you can, it's going to feel a whole lot better than if you never let yourself have those moments. That doesn't mean we can always just exist, sadly, but it also doesn't mean we can't ever just exist. And that's one thing I'm trying to take more time and effort to practice doing, is literally just existing in different moments and trying to be in that moment and not worrying about what I should have done or what I should be doing. And inside of all of that, there's a grace about it, right? I always say, give yourself grace. And I say it to clients and friends and people all the fucking time. But it is so hard to give myself grace. I am the classic example. And I mean, I know it's not just me. There's so many people out there where it's so easy to do something for others a lot of the time, but it's so hard to do it for yourself. And that's why a lot of times, even inside my descriptions and my hashtags, it's show up for yourself. Do it for yourself. Above anybody else, learn to do it for yourself. Learn to give yourself grace. Even, an example is I wanted to get some stuff done on Monday, but I forgot that I had to meal prep that day. And what happened was I had a long weekend. I slept in late for me. But I slept in because my body was just tired. I started a new workout program. It was a long weekend. And inside of that, I just wanted to spend time with my boyfriend. I forgot that a client and I switched our times. So we were supposed to meet on a Thursday, but we had to meet on a Monday. And so initially, the night before, I was like, okay, I'm going to get this, and this done. And instead it was, I got meal prep done, I met with my client, and I got my workout in. And then before I knew it, I had to go and get ready for work. Instead of beating myself up and being like, wow, what the fuck? Like, you had this stuff planned. Why didn't you just wake up earlier? Why didn't you do this? I was like, you know what? I got things done that were important to get done today, and I have time to get this stuff done another day. And inside of giving myself that grace, it's felt so much easier to get those things done. Like, literally the next day I went to a coffee shop, sat down, and it took me like 30 minutes to get done what I wanted to get done. And it just felt good to not have this pressure on myself to get it done, and just made it seem so much easier. I think the other thing that goes along with all of this is the awareness of it. Bring about awareness to the changes you're making, how you feel about the changes. When something like that shifts, it felt really good to give myself grace, and I felt so much less pressured, and it just felt easy and natural and flowing to get the things done that I wanted to. Some things that have helped me as of late to be more graceful and enjoy just simply existing is literally blocking out time to just exist. So, got my nails done. Didn't love the color, but I took that as time for myself. Or sometimes I go for more walks now, or when I take my dog for a walk. If I take my phone, it's simply because that way, if something were to ever happen, I have a way to call somebody. But I try to be really intentional about not using my phone on the walks. I might make an effort to simply just go for the walk and be there. I make efforts to not go on my phone if I'm meeting somebody and I'm 5 minutes earlier than them and I go in and I'm waiting for them. I just choose to be in that moment. The gracious side of things is allowing myself time to just exist either mindfully or mindlessly. Sometimes I really want to be mindful and intentional, and I want to get some things done, or I want to be journaling or present in that moment. And other times I just want to be mindless. I want to watch some TV. I want to get lost in a book. I want to just enjoy those moments, but not really have to use a whole lot of brain power. Probably one of the last things would be noticing when I have those negative thoughts start to occur, and I try to consciously redirect them. So sometimes I'll notice myself getting frustrated, like should have. Oh, this didn't get done because you did this, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. And instead I'm like, you know what? Hold on. I got these things done, and the day got away from me. This didn't work out as planned. I got caught up doing this, whatever it was. But just being aware of where things either got away from me and, maybe where I can redirect the attention, but just not allowing myself to go down this rabbit hole of negative emotions and internally beat myself up. Instead, I'm redirecting that to be more positive about it. And I mean, this might sound silly, but it really is a mindset thing. And you are the only one in control of your mindset. So do what you got to do to get back to that point. I mean, it took me a long time to get to the point where I was aware of a lot of things. It's been since my senior year of college, so about 4 years, almost 5, since I graduated college. And that's the whole time I've been in therapy, and therapy has helped me. It may not help everyone. Some people have other ways to go about it. But for me, talking to somebody and working through a lot of stuff helped me get to the point where I am more in control of my mindset. And that's been the biggest thing in making changes that have positively affected me in my life. So if you're somebody like me who struggles with stillness, softness, giving themselves grace, no, you're not alone. And the biggest thing is just practice and create awareness. Practice taking time to just sit and do nothing. Practice not beating yourself up or holding yourself to these overly high standards, and work to get the word should out of your vocabulary and just see what happens. So, yeah, catch y'all next week.